When last we left our intrepid party, they were about to enter the tomb of Armagh to defeat Armagh, who has been deceived into thinking he is Armagh by Nerissa. The time has come to confront Armagh. Not Armagh. Armagh, different guy. So this is funny. Don't suppose you heard anything about the battle between the Targa Lords and Restov? Well, funny you ask. Rumor has it the barbarian chieftain left his men in the middle of battle, so they turned their backs and returned to Numeria. Wait, what? We are at the... Okay. We've been here for weeks. I'm sorry. I'm going to go into the tomb. Barbarian 1. Well, there's a sister standing guard at the entrance. She's a mighty witch and crazy as a bat. She just won't let you in. Barbarian 2. And even if she did, there's lots of traps down there. Barbarian 3. And if you make it past the traps, there's still Armagh to deal with. He'll kill you. Barbarian 1. But you're welcome to try. So I just convinced them to help me attack the sister.
I see something.
Who is way up there. There she is. Anyways, who we got here? Good morning, Hazardous, more Cowbell, Psychotic, Lycon, Goldflabius, and Kingfold. What's up, guys? First, good morning, Blackwell. First, he takes us to conquer Restov without any proper scouting, like sheep to the slaughter. Then he leaves our forces right before a huge battle to go digging some hole in the ground. Our chieftain has been deposed. Our other chieftains have been deposed for far less. You can also kill them if you're evil. Sure. Give me just a second here, Psychotic. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Oras. So noted. I actually have a feeling that several chill runs will be at the top of the list once we get to phase 2 of streaming. Just based on looking at it recently. Which I'm okay with, for the record. It's just interesting. Anyways, I was going to say something. I can't remember what. Oh, well. Hello, Salty Panda Bear. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. Whichever it happens to be for you.
How curious.
Have I seen the Spider-Man trailer? Yes, I saw it yesterday. And I will not be talking about it, because it's basically impossible to talk about it without spoiling. However, I will say that I've been to space! That still amuses me. Whoop, hello. Good morning noon. Wait, good Eve mornoon? Eve mornoon. I like Eve mornoon. Because it kind of flows a little bit better. Do I know a good lawyer by chance? Yep, I'm going to have to go after him for stealing my meme. Anyways, so the inscription reads, The Trial of Strength. Da-na-na-na. Wasting no time, we started pushing the statue in random directions without wasting time to explore the labyrinth. Wow. Hit it very hard. What's that from? Is that Neverwinter Nights? What game does that? No, that's not. Oh god, that's gonna bug me now. Is it Warcraft 3? Hit it very hard. Like that's exactly how they say it too. It's a quote from a unit. I like the idea of trying to just break through the walls. Before the cold could turn us to icicles, we started breaking the walls and pushing the statue through the gaps, moving ever closer to the center. Finally, the last wall fell and we pushed the tiger onto the pressure plate. The pressure plate trembled under the statue's weight, and a roaring pillar of flame erupted all the way to the ceiling. The tiger evaporated in a heartbeat along with the entire labyrinth. The room warmed rapidly, even becoming a bit hot. And the path was clear. Now, Nadaz there, he doesn't evaporate when you set him on fire. Trust me, I have tried so many times. And every time he just starts laughing at me. It's just weird. I'm starting to think he's an elemental. Thank you very, very much, Nadaz. And Psychotic, by the way. I didn't say thank you. Thank you, Psychotic. And thank you, Nadaz. As I was discussing this morning in my Discord, the continued subs and supports you guys give me is part of how I can actually continue to do things like paying rent and bills and eating food. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I've put that down towards Shadow the Tomb Raider, which is a game I'm probably going to suck at whenever we get there, but I'm excited for playing it. I liked the last one quite a bit.
Would you look at that?
Of course, I could also play the last one in a basically never being seen kind of a fashion, which I usually enjoy that kind of gameplay.
Done and done.
Oh no, it's a... I don't know what that is.
I'm not afraid.
It's a thing! I'm just glad they allowed me to do it. It kind of irritates me every now and again when a GM basically says, well, you can't do that. Like, I know that sounds like such a pedantic complaint, but hear me out. One of the things I enjoy about Dungeons & Dragons, or I should say pen and paper, is that you're not limited by the confines of a program that someone thought out ahead of time, right? If you could do it, then you could do it. Like, that's one of... I'd say that's the biggest benefit of pen and paper for me. The second biggest would be the social interaction side of things. So whenever a GM is like, you can't do that, I just look at them like, why? I actually had one GM flat out tell me, because I have no idea what would happen if you did that, and I'm like, alright, fine.
You cannot stand against me.
Whatever, I'll let it go.
My skills exceed yours. You are outmatched. Victory is in your contest.
Hey, he was honest, so no real complaints. Ooh. Well, I mean, I'm big on the two big tenets of being a GM, the second of which is improvisation. So...
The path is clear.
It's very rare I tell my players that they can't do something. And in fact, I'm sure I've said that at some point in time, but I actually can't even think of an example off the top of my head. I'm sure I have somewhere.
Look at that.
What'd you see? Okay.
Tread lightly. I've spotted something.
I did as you asked.
Okay, I don't think those guys are supposed to die right in front of me like that.
I did as you asked.
But yeah, it's also one of many reasons why I think an actual real-life holodeck would be amazing. Because a holodeck, if you were to run a program, would hypothetically be the same as being having a GM, right? Because the pseudo-AI of the computer would be the GM at that point, and capable of adapting to whatever you do, even if it's outside the confines of basic code. It's one of several reasons why I think having a holodeck would be an amazing thing. No, I prefer converting my foes. Living or dead, of course. Like Gold Flavius. Okay, there you go. You're a lich now. Congratulations. Sorry. Okay, this looks a little boss roomy. Hello, Zalok. Nope, I'm wrong. This is a big area.
Face me if you dare. I'm writing you out of
My
the story.
skills exceed yours.
Strike with the
You are matched.
Well, not in Warcraft, Psychotic. In fact, actually, funnily enough, no lich in Warcraft is self-made. Think about that for a second. Because you're right, Psychotic. Like, in most D&D, Faerun is a good example. Most of the time, to become a lich, you have to do something. You can't be made into one. I think there's only a couple of exceptions to that.
good.
But in Warcraft, it's the exact opposite.
No comment.
Victory is inevitable. Strike with
My skills exceed yours. The path is
I
clear.
see something. Anything else?
Oh, jeez. 3 palm-sized pressure plates are installed. This is called the Trial by Pain. So we're gonna disarm. And then we're gonna disarm. And then we're gonna disarm. Trial of Pain done! I'm sorry, that just amuses me. That's true, you also can't force someone to be a lich in Warcraft rules. I always liked the Warcraft method of undeath. I suppose that's obvious given how much I talk about the Scourge and the Lich King, but the idea of willingness was always a fascinating topic to me when it came to Warcraft Undead. For those of you who haven't actually seen my WoW lore stuff,
Look at that.
in Warcraft, the more willing you are, the more powerful you can become because the less energy is required to sublimate your will, your consciousness. But if you are unwilling, then, you will be an undead, but you can only ever become so powerful because part of the power that would be yours is being spent keeping you under control, if that makes any sense. This also, in a few ways, goes to explaining why, for example, a simple ghoul or skeleton is usually pretty weak.
Tread lightly.
I see something.
I'm reminded of a puzzle I designed once for the Primus campaign. And it was a corridor which had just giant shocks of lightning moving down it repeatedly, right? And I had actually... This is what I usually do when I design dungeons or puzzles when it comes to D&D. I usually come up with multiple ways to go through it. And so, you could dodge your way through, or you could think your way through, or you could turn it off from another place, or you could... there's like 3 or 4 ways I came to it. And Guido walks up to the puzzle. Guido's like, okay. And just walks down the corridor to the switch at the other end, eating the hits in order to hit the switch. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's valid. You want to just tank it. It still amused me, though. I didn't even prompt him. He was just like, yeah, I'm just going to walk down the corridor. Okay. fighter's method of dealing with puzzles.
I'll go ahead.
No, exactly. I'm with you, Vera Johnson. That's exactly my mentality. If the player comes up with something that they can do, then they should be able to do it.
The path is clear.
Okay. Speaking of which, I'm not seeing anything that I can interact with, which is starting to get a little weird here. Like... Okay, you.
What's the holdup? Onwards, together.
Like, I know I'm known for being blind, but if you're seeing it, by all means, point it out. Like, I've even been manually mousing over in case it's not highlighting properly. Like, I know you can't see it, but I'm mousing over, like, that thing here, or this thing right here, which looks like this should be it, actually. Like, this looks like this should be the switch. So maybe... Hang on, you come here. No, you come here. God damn it, game.
You can count on me.
That one? I mean, this is the one I've hit like twice now. If there's one there, I haven't hit it, no. Let's see here. I don't see anything interactable in there. Is it timed? Like, I noticed it stopped being lit after a second there. Maybe it's timed, and I just need to find it quickly enough. I don't see anything. Is it, like, way back here? Maybe that's it. Hang on, you. Come here. No, that's not it. Come here, then. From what I understand, this is substantially patched, Adam Ciuto. I have been told stories of things that would make this a substantially larger negative. if not for the fact that they had been patched. Okay. What? To be clear, I didn't click anything there. I was just walking up here and the door decided to slide open.
Oh, look!
Okay, I'll take it, whatever. I solved the puzzle somehow.
Put a footnote in our story.
Oh gosh darn it.
Out of our story.
Whatever.
You see that?
Why do the skulls have glowing red eyes? You know what? Never mind. I don't actually want to know that.
Running won't help you!
Strike worth
You
a
are
lesson. I'm good.
Look at me, Goron!
Getting you out of our story.
What a surprise!
Applause, please.
Down better ones.
Strike worth a legend.
I almost wish Sonic Doctor were here, so I could continue proving the point I was making yesterday. Here's another encounter, and here's another encounter, and here's another encounter.
Getting you out of our story.
There's a trap I'm just gonna eat. Speaking of which, where are
See
you?
what's called for.
Yes.
This is the combat that never ends. Don't worry, I'm not actually going to sing that. Not only do I want to not get copyright, ooh, Iron Golem, but yeah, I don't feel like getting that stuck in anyone's head. And another combat.
Strike worth execution.
My skills exceed yours.
I'm writing you out of our story.
You are unmatched.
Strike worth a legend.
But what was I going to say? I guess it doesn't matter.
Glorious.
Just something about GMing and how awesome it is when players do something completely unexpected.
I did as you asked.
What's that? It's just a belt. It's Korgath's Shackled Fury. +6 +6 enhancement strength, +5 competence persuasion, -3 persuasion to... Oh, so it's only for penalty, and you actually gain a negative for any other kind of form of persuasion. Also allows the wearer to enter rage as a barbarian for 8 rounds per day. Only lawful characters can equip. Wow. Just about any song that includes lyrics is copyrighted at this point, Gold Flavius. I mean, the Happy Birthday song is copyrighted, for God's sakes. Why are there so many clerics in this frickin' tomb? Are they just hanging out in here? Do they come with Armagh? It's...
You deserved it.
I'm starting to think you're right, Lycon. So let's see what we can do against an Iron Golem.
Never had a chance.
Not too bad. Interesting. But Disney is our lords and masters. I can't even say that right. I can't even deliver the joke right.
and done.
The path.
More combat!
I'm writing you.
If it wasn't another copy wrong issue, I would totally play Star Trek music here. And I know what you're thinking. Hang on, what Star Trek music would you play here? You ever watch the original series? You know that song. Meanwhile, everyone in chat's like, what is he talking about? There was an original series?
Scared? You should be.
I'm writing you.
My skills exceed yours.
There's actually an additional proviso on top of that, Ghost Lives, that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's like 50 years plus X and Y. Human Bane. Nice.
How curious.
I need that, but, you know, neat.
I did as you asked.
Anything else?
This helmet allows you to enter Rage as a barbarian and summon 2 barbarian spirits to help them combat for 20 rounds a day. Characters with less than 15 strength cannot equip.
Boss, please.
Some interesting loot down here.
Running won't help you.
Wait, what? Oh, right.
Any last wishes?
Where did you two come from?
You are outmatched. No contest.
Actually, I wonder if that's better than her flail. Nope. that flail is way better than that.
Don't give that to me.
Oh, right, sorry. Okay.
Must be careful.
Well, that goes with the old saying, Cold Flavius. Exploit early and exploit often.
Strike with a legend. I'm good.
And then make sure no one else can exploit it.
Exceed yours.
Strike with a legend.
And then bilk your customers for all their money. I think there's another thing in there, too. Something about stabbing people, getting your way. I don't know. It's a weird role.
Your life. Please, pays off. Executed.
Or to quote Star Trek Voyager, greed is eternal! What do you mean, Blackball? I mean, yes, but
Applause, please.
like that was something that,
Tread
if
lightly.
I'm not mistaken, I noticed like right at the beginning. Milk your customers in a very literal fashion. Ah! Oh, is this a boss area? This is not a boss area.
Let's head
You
out.
see that?
A lot of barb gear down here. Weird, right? Alright, what'd I miss that I care about? Bribing Congress is so old-fashioned. Nowadays, all you have to do is make it a bipartisan issue, and then half of Congress will be on your side automatically. That was 2 belts of giant strength plus 4. That's all junk. Uh-huh.
Enemy near.
Good morning, Brogan.
Let me Gorum!
But so anyways, let's just pretend I didn't do that. I mean, he was like, "Woo!" attacking me. That's exactly the correct choice. And then there were pieces of him here and there. Oh, here we go. It's Armag. The great chieftain's tomb reeks of death. Not the ancient death of the chieftain himself, but recent death. Dismembered bodies are scattered around the room, the blood staining and pooling on the floor. You barely even recognize the remains as human. They were once members of the Tiger Lords, the barbarians who followed their leader to this tomb, only to fall by his hand. Armag himself stands in the center of the room, clenching a blood-stained sword. He sighs. He breathes heavily, like a hunted animal, his eyes wild and aimless. His voice is hoarse as he shouts at a slim woman in a gray cloak in short, abrupt phases. The woman's yellow eyes are fearless as she continues to watch the chieftain through holes in the veil that covers her face.
Lies. Armag's entire life a lie. Armag is not Armag. The sword says it is Armag. The sword, it calls Armag an imposter. What now? What? What to do? Who is Armag now?
Hush, my boy. Calm. You really are Armag. There have been no lies. But your soul has slept in this sword for so long, it just doesn't recognize you. It will soon, though, and everything will be all right. You know you are a hero, a great chieftain, the greatest of all chieftains ever born into this world. Remember that. Hold on to it. Great deeds await you. Soon. Very soon.
Stop lying. Armag is not even Armag anymore. Was never Armag in the first place. Armag is like the 8 mothers now. No name, no tribe, no destiny. What's left now? What? Only revenge!
Nice sword.
Face me if you dare.
Be merciful to the enemy, even as cruel as this savage. Stop his suffering, here and now.
So, tell me everything. Who are these defaced sisters?
The 8 mothers fed Armagh, raised him, taught him everything he knows. Since he was born, Armagh knew no other family and no other tribe. They told Armagh of his great past and his even greater future. And every word was a lie. Armagh was just their trained dog. He jumped when told, growled, tore their enemies to pieces. He had no idea for what or why he was fighting. One more thing. Once, Armagh heard them talk about another sister. The one they all serve. When he asked, they lied. Said there was no 9th sister. That Armagh had misheard them. He should have understood then that they weren't to be trusted. Those who lie once are not to be believed twice.
So what are you doing here?
Armagh, the great chieftain of the past, was buried here. Armagh, the great chieftain of the present, was born again. He had to return here to reunite with his soul, the one sleeping within the sword, to become whole again, to restore his power, to reign over the land again, to challenge the gods again. That's what the 8 mothers told Armagh. They lied. They were lying all along.
So why did you kill the sister?
Armagh took the sword and spoke to Armagh's soul. The sword said Armagh was not Armagh, but just an impudent brat. Ancient Armagh's rage blazed like a torch in the night. All that was hidden was unveiled at once. Everything. The 8 mothers raised Armagh, and since childhood they kept saying Armagh was a great man with a great destiny. Lies! Lies and more lies! Armagh is not Armagh. Armagh is just a toy for the 8 witches, but no more. Armagh's life is over, but at least he dies free from all lies.
So, okay, that all makes perfect sense. Why did you kill your people?
Ancient Armagh, great chieftain of the past, invincible hero, Gorham's champion. He served only Gorham, not his people, no. Only Gorham. When he killed, it was not to feed his people, not to gain glory, not for wealth, not for power. No, it was the other way around. He fed his people to make them better killers. The blade was thirsty. It quenched its thirst on the blood of Armagh's fellow tribesmen. Ancient Armagh was a great warrior, that much is true. But he was a bad chieftain. He would send his people to their deaths for no good reason. Armagh wasn't a hero. Armagh was a kinslayer.
This ancient Armagh was a scum, if what you say is true. And some just love to venerate some dead wretch.
So why did you attack Brevoy?
The 8 mothers used to say that today's Armagh is a great chieftain, just like ancient Armagh. he would defeat anyone he wanted as soon as he could find his soul. They said all he needed to do was find the tomb. Then he could conquer Restov, conquer all of Brevoy. Just find the tomb. But did ancient Armagh need some stupid tomb? No! He just fought and won! If Armagh is really Armagh, he would be bound to win. But this Armagh is not that Armagh. He led his people into a trap. Realized too late that he won't be able to take Restov. And that's when the 8 mothers told him they had found the tomb. Armagh entered the tomb to become stronger, to save his people, to bring them glory and riches. But all he found was death. Ancient Armagh and present Armagh have that in common.
So on the off chance that I decide not to kill you, what would you do?
The soul, trapped in this sword. His power became his curse. But the sword's curse brought Armagh's power too. His rays burned away all lies, burned away false destiny. Armagh sees things clearly now. Armagh will create his own destiny. A living soul is stronger than any ancient dead man. The ghost in this sword can whisper whatever he likes. He will never dominate Armagh again.
Now, I think this is the first time I've seen this, or maybe I've just completely skipped it, but if you mouse over stronger there, it says, you quickly managed to find Armagh's tomb. If you'd come any later, the evil force trapped in the sword might have overwhelmed the barbarian warlord once and for all. Fine, get out of here.
The one holding Armagh's life in his hands didn't take it. This cannot be forgotten. Let us fraternize, become sworn brothers.
He draws Overnerbane's edge across his palm and then extends his bleeding hand to you. I mean, my knee-jerk reaction is yeah, so... alright.
Brothers.
Oh, I think I shed a tear from my left eye. It's all emotions. Such a beautiful finale of the story. I can't wait to write it down.
Lindsay. So... that was a thing. Oh, I like Lindsay too. In fact, she and Tristrian are basically fighting it out for my favorite character.
Look at that.
I'll go ahead.
What, the guy I don't even have in my party? That's a lot of skeletal champions just kind of hanging out, being like, hey...
What a surprise.
are those my skeletal champions?
Give them what they deserve.
Let's turn this back on.
Victory is inevitable.
She was an embezzler, that's true. And for this, she must die.
I did as you asked.
She must die to try out this new piece of apple pie. Sorry. That's a joke nobody's gonna get. I shouldn't do that. Any more loot? I like loot.
I see something.
Actually, that's not true, but I need loot.
How curious.
Because I have a kingdom to run.
Let us be careful.
What a surprise.
Can I just pick up all the gold that's lying in giant piles on the ground there? I'm sorry, that's always been a very weird pet peeve of mine in video games, because a lot of games do that. Where there's just a room, and it's got a cosmetic. You can see it right there. It's just got this cosmetic of giant piles of gold. You can't pick that up. There's no interacting with that. It's just... nope. Occasionally, a game will actually let you loot the gold. Neverwinter Nights comes to mind immediately. Specifically, Neverwinter Nights 2, actually. But, there's a dungeon in World of Warcraft BFA where you basically find a ship, like an entire galleon, whose hull is quite literally burst open with how much gold is pouring out of it. Like, there is just a small little surf of gold pouring out of it. It's got to be in the tens, if not hundreds of thousands. You can't loot any of that, not one bit. Okay, what's going on here? Ah, politics. Hi, Adam. So, wait, my only options are join me or get the hell out. And those are my only choices. Really. I mean, I've already got kobolds on my land, right? So I guess barbarians can't be that much worse. Goblins, too. So we got goblins, kobolds, barbarians. I tried to get the trolls. That didn't work out. Yeah, no, I mean, sure, join me. Whatever. Who will lead the Numerian Tiger Lords? While it's no longer considered yours, those who make their homes in your lands will need a leader, and this person will need to be respected by the tribe, but also hold your trust. Let Armagh be leader. Let Amiri be the leader. Let Dugoth be the leader. Yet Gwart be the leader. Okay. Amiri would be an awful leader. I'm sorry. I like her as a character, and she's kind of awesome. But she is not a leader. Neither is Armagh, by his own admission. So, Dugoth feels like the only actual choice here. I don't know enough about Gwart, really, to comment on him. I mean, Dugoth's kind of a bro, so... Yes, go Dugoth. I mean, the reason I'm hesitating is this feels like a trap. Like, this feels like, okay, do you want to stick your hand in boiling acid, stick your hand in boiling bees, stick your hand in boiling lava, or eat some cake? And I'm sitting here like, you know what I'm talking about. Games do this from time to time. They give you an option like that, and you're just... The cake! So I'm not going to pick Armagh. What happens if you pick Armagh? I'm just curious. There's also cake. It's right there. It's good cake. Look. It's got plenty of frosting. It's got bits of fruit baked into it. It's actually a cheesecake. I'm going to go with Dugoth. We can't let this rivalry split our tribe. We're still brothers and sisters, and if trouble comes, we'll unite and fight it together. But for now, Gorham calls for us to go our separate ways for a while. Return to Numeria. Choose a new chieftain. Lead the tribe to wealth and glory. Blah, blah, blah. Truth be told, when we first met, I was sure Gorham would eventually pit us against one another on the battlefield. I'm glad that was not the case. If anybody approaches your borders, they'll have to deal with us first. Yay! As they say. Sorry. We can't even talk to Armagh. It's not even a choice. Or Dagoth. Or Gwart. Amiri's just sitting back over like, thank God he didn't pick me. In all seriousness, I could picture, like, Amiri's thoughts. Oh, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me. Please don't pick me. Why does this keep pushing her into the front row? Oh, I see why. It's because Tristrian isn't in the party right now. There.
I see something.
No, I'll tell you what Amiri was thinking. She was thinking, okay, how do I politely decline without pissing him off? There's gotta be a way to do that. There's gotta be a way to do that. Amiri thinks, is very honored by terrible choice. It's great choice. But Amiri thinks someone else would be better. So, so there's the coronation and lots of companion quests. Let's get in a save. Any day now. There we go. Hang on, where is the coronation? My capital. Well, okay. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba. I don't actually think they do, Gold Flavius. I think they're like most places where they only start at 10 or 11. I suppose I'll see what's going on here while I'm en route. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba. Research another curse. Oh my god. Oh, I know. It pisses me off, too. Like, back... This is many years ago, obviously, but back in the day I used to get off work at about 7 in the morning. And it used to piss me off that I couldn't go get food anywhere because everywhere was serving breakfast. And then I discovered there was actually a nice Denny's in the region. That was nice. Like an actually good Denny's, can you believe it? Oh yeah, Zorian. There were two.
Your Grace, I just realized that I won't be calling you that much longer. I just wanted to tell you that everything is ready for the celebration. Your guests have arrived, the capital is fully decorated for the festivities, and the people can't wait for you to make your entrance.
Oh, goody. That's great. Anyways, yeah, there's actually 2 jobs in my life, both 2 of my longer-term jobs before this one, where I used to work night shift. Probably at least partially responsible for some of the health issues I still have to this day.
All right, then. Now we can definitely start celebrating. It's just so incredible. I'm so excited. A new kingdom is about to appear. Right here, before my very eyes. It's long overdue, if you ask me. My book of our adventures is desperately lacking in episodes where the heroes are properly rewarded.
Tell me about it.
Shush, girl. Stop babbling, would you? You've been hammering our ears for long enough. It's time to let others speak.
Judd, piss off.
Well, I didn't expect to live long enough to witness this. The stolen lands have finally gained a proper king. Now, after the other monarchs have recognized you, no one will challenge your right to the throne.
So the next crisis is someone challenging my right to the throne.
May Orastil guard your kingdom. Rule wisely. Don't be too harsh to your people without reason. and remain on friendly terms with your neighbors. That won't work with all of them, unfortunately. May demons take the cursed Iravetti. But if someone offers you a hand, don't reject it. All right, that's enough idle talk. I see Lindsay here is getting antsy.
I do love a good gyro. There's actually a really nice Greek place around here. They have good shawarma, too.
Well, it's time to talk to our current ally, Lady Aldori. Jamandi wishes to have a word with you before the ceremony begins. There are still some things I must arrange, so I can't linger any longer. The coronation will commence as soon as you arrive at the square.
Now, I hate to nitpick, but that's not the first time I've seen some bad voice direction. That sentence was said as, well, it's time to talk to our current ally, Lady Aldori. It should have been said, well, it's time to talk to our current ally, Lady Aldori. Like a deliberate pause there to indicate focus of subject.
A feast in the royal hall is a welcome change after so many blood-soaked battlefields. It appears everyone is going above and beyond to ensure your coronation ceremony is as fine as we have in Brevoy.
And you more than deserve a lavish celebration. If you hadn't arrived in time and intervened on the battlefield, many would be dead today.
You're welcome.
I'd be honored to help you govern the kingdom. Should you need my service, I will immediately answer your call.
You are literally already my general. Shut up.
Trust my expertise. High society events quickly become boring, and you'll be thanking the gods for every opportunity to flex your muscles. You'll learn this on your own soon enough. So, now you're but a few mere paces away from the crown. How does it feel?
Completely the same as it already did. I mean, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be like that, but in my character, if in this situation, would basically be like, so what's changing exactly? I'm getting more recognized by the other powers, but all that means is now I'm going to have more crap to deal with. I like the lawful evil choice. I can't wait to finally claim the crown. Oh, excuse me, to wear the crown and claim everything that rightfully belongs to me. But seriously, look at the neutral option. Will anything change? I will continue to personally fight bandits and monsters, protecting my land from demon knows what troubles. I mean, that's exactly true. In fact, I'm going to go with that option.
The stolen lands have turned you into a cynic, I see. Of course, your lands will never be lacking in bandits and monsters. Don't even hope for that. But think about it this way. You won't be stuck in some dusty room with endless piles of papers.
Well, actually, I need to talk to you about that. I've got a few documents here I need you to sign. If you could, hang on, I actually got a lot of documents. Could you just, do you have a stamp? Could make this a lot easier.
Our states are related today and for years to come. I support your ascent to the throne, but you must understand that this imposes upon you some obligations as well. Think carefully before you answer. Your words will define how close our states become in the future.
So I can ally with her, or I cannot ally with her. That's an interesting choice. Yes, being a king means never running out of wax or papers to stamp. What would you guys do? Because it really is ally or not. It's yes or no. Pure binary. Declare war. I'm so glad you support my kingship. To war! 10,000 Urukai come out of nowhere. Grong, 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 grong. There will be no dawn for men. I'm a woman. Shut up. You know what I mean. I like the idea of coin flipping for this, so let's do that. Whoop. Of course, I screw up the first flip of the day. And the second flip of the day. Come on. There we go. The coin says we should ally with her. Fine.
Then it is decided. I like it when people get straight to business, rather than wasting time in idle chat. Our advisors will discuss the specifics of our alliance in greater detail, but I already like what I hear. We are decided then. We have lingered too long already. Your people await you outside, Your Highness. It's time you emerge and greet your subjects.
Do I have to? Ugh. I'm gonna take a nap first. Oh, I feel better. Okay. Now to seal it with a marriage. I'm sorry, what? So, travelers' merchant vessels roam the rivers of the Stolen Lands. They sell low-priced goods and bypass official fees. They sell nothing special. Cheap clothes, utensils, tools. They are lifesavers for peasants who can afford little else. However, the merchants are unhappy with the current situation. They wish to fund a boat squad to hunt down and sink the travelers' boats. The merchants are allegedly enforcing the laws and fighting against the sales of stolen property, but in fact they're only greedy and trying to control the small percentage of goods that travelers live on. What in the world? What kind of choice is that? Yeah, no. Just no. We wish to hunt down and kill the people who are making a couple of coppers that we aren't. God, I've heard of greed before, but Jesus. There will be no taxes is an option here, by the way. Everything, every single item, to the last apple, will be taxed is an option as well. Honestly, I like the top option. Tax only imported luxury goods, aka tax the rich. Which boosted our economy by 5, by the way. I have a speech to make. Can we hurry this up, please? What? Is this already the next crisis? I haven't even become a king yet. This is actually probably her quest. With a cannon, Gold Flavius. Alright, whatever. They're really nice maces and clubs, Zilog. Thanks. No, the barbarians are the tax collectors. Two birds, one stone. Thanks. Are we done? We're not actually done, because we gotta do one more thing. So let's do this. Nope, 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 nope. Wow, okay. How about this? Still don't have that either. Okay. Bring me adamantine. But where are we supposed to find that? You're not. All hands are waiting for the coronation. I'm busy, what? I'm sorry, I'm just picturing, like, all these guys. There's this mace. Here's this really nice mace. And I got an axe. Oh, what did you get? I got a chainsaw. I hate speeches.
What took you so long? Everybody has been waiting for you. Hurry up!
I've been busy with like 50 people who wanted my ear.
I've searched all the books, but I couldn't find anything that resembled a coronation protocol for the Stolen Lands. So, I took the liberty of penning the program myself. Don't worry, I did the very best I could. Citizens of the kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great excitement and indescribable awe that I, Lindsay, official chronicler of the hero who stands beside me, hereby declare the beginning of a sacred ceremony, the coronation of the first legitimate ruler in the history of the Stolen Lands. By the power of the representatives of the other royal houses who recognize him as their equal, and according to the will of the people who accepted him, he now ascends the throne, which has been waiting empty for so long, for such a worthy ruler. My fellow citizens, I hereby introduce your king and your undisputed leader. Now he stands before you, ready to accept your will. Everyone who has gathered here, are you ready to swear fealty to your new ruler?
And if you don't, I'll kill you. Oh, sorry.
Erastiel, save the king! Hail to the king!
We pledge our loyalty.
Long live the king!
Yeah, sure. How much longer are you gonna wag your tongues? It's time we start feasting in the chieftain's name.
I'm not subject to anyone, so I cannot swear fealty. But I have nothing to say against a king such as this.
So it is decided. And now, it's your turn, your highness. Into your hands we commend our lives, and humbly request you address the fate that awaits for us under your rule. Please now answer. How do you intend to rule this land and its people? With benevolence and care for those who suffer, or with strength and severity for the unworthy?
I will destroy the unworthy, but for as those who are suffering, let them solve their own problems. Wait, hang on. Let me try that again. Rewind. Everyone forget I said that. Perhaps with benevolence, or perhaps with harshness. We shall wait and see. Wait, hang on. Do over. Okay. I will be merciful to those who deserve it. I like neutral good best. So lawful good is, all who abide by my laws may rely on my mercy. Neutral good is, I will not deny help to anyone in trouble who comes to me for aid.
Will you honor the old ways and traditions, which spread through these lands long before your time? And will you abide its laws, which all accept?
Laws? I don't give a fig about laws. I am the power, and I am the law. If during breakfast I wish to hear innocents screaming on the rack, then I will hear it. That's actually an option, right? I'm not even making that up. Lawful evil, that's chaotic evil, obviously. Lawful evil is, this country will serve under the rule of law, and those who break the law will be severely punished. Neutral is only if it is wise and serves our larger goals. Lawful good is, I will abide the laws which benefit my subjects and my lands. Chaotic good is, I don't need outdated traditions or stupid laws. The will of the king is above all. I know what my subjects require for their happiness and prosperity. I'm torn between lawful good and chaotic good. Because basically lawful good is, I will abide by laws which work, and chaotic good is, I will abide by nothing, because I'm just trying to make it work. Like, both are actually leaning in the same direction there. Neutral is, of course, only if it is wise and serves our larger goals, which is also leaning in the same direction, I feel like pointing out. I want you to picture this. So Lindsay's up there, right on the little dais, and she says, will you honor the old ways and traditions which spread through the lands? And the king reaches into a pocket. He doesn't say anything. He reaches into a pocket. Pulls out a coin. I have decided. We'll go with neutral.
And finally, what will be the motto under which you shall rule? Proclaim it now for us to witness, and we shall etch this solemn moment into our hearts.
Death to dissent is chaotic evil. The king's wills the way. Neutral evil. Life is fleeting, but law is forever. Lawful evil. Freedom above all. Chaotic neutral. Truth in temperance. Neutral. The oath is sacred. Lawful neutral. Mercy before law. Chaotic good. Hope will prevail. Neutral good. Honor and law. Lawful good. I kind of like neutral good of those options. So does the coin. I really wish I could do a two-face playthrough of something someday. So yeah, we'll go with neutral good. Hello.
Well now. Esteemed gentlemen, fair ladies, the ceremony is complete. And now, the long-awaited moment has arrived.
The food.
Let us bow together and witness this solemn moment. The crown.
I'd like to take a moment and remind everyone in my audience right now that I'm wearing a top hat in character. Okay, now I'm not. I'm putting the top hat back on. It's a great piece of gear.
Speech, Your Highness. According to tradition, we need a speech.
I like option 2. That's quite enough for today, Lindsay. The people want to celebrate, not listen to my pompous babbling. I really want to pick that. I think I'm going to.
This isn't how the ceremony is supposed to go. But all right. You never promised anything. And after all, it's your kingdom and your rules. Listen to me. By His Highness's declaration, the celebration has begun. We've heard enough speeches. Now let us enjoy the feast and raise a toast to the health of our king.
I mean, this is the part of the meeting where everyone's just kind of getting tired of standing in one place, and the snow's getting a little cold, and they just want to go get some food.
True triumph. Forget some simple barony. Our ruler now wore the crown of a monarch. The time had come for royal feats and equally royal dangers.
So, our stats can go beyond rank 6. The kingdom's income will stay in the treasury. However, I will no longer see financial support from Brevoy. So that could suck. Honestly, that kind of, as far as I'm concerned, that was my speech. Nobody wants speeches. +6 in charisma, int, wisdom, and +2 to compulsion effects. That is pretty nice. But you know what it's not as nice as? My top hat. Yeah, no kidding. Maybe they did, Bragwin. It would explain a lot about history. I wonder how much the crown sells for. 10,000 gold. What do you give me for this crown? Didn't you just get that, sir? Yeah? What? What's it worth? What are these? So those are +4s. We'll hold on to the +4s, but these are all junk. always love the random stupid things you can do, you know, in, out of character when it comes to this kind of thing. I mean, if you think about it, considering where most of my money's going, into the kingdom. Like this 95,000 gold there, I don't need that. But what I do need is build points. Really wish I could be more precise with this thing, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's... Whoops! God dang it. Well, I had it for a second, and then I hit the wrong button, because I'm dumb. There we go. Deal. There. He sold the crown to feed his own people. Isn't he great? Oh, doesn't that mean his economy's tanking and he's a terrible ruler? Shut up! He's a good person. Alright, let's rule for a bit, shall we? He sold the crown to buy an even bigger crown. Well, it's not enchanted. Yes, but it's bigger. So here's all the people who were petitioning me earlier. Oh my god. Well, supposedly we have another pause thing here, so... You know, maybe we can actually get some frickin' stuff done. So... Oh, Jesus. Alright, hang on. Damn it, they're still on missions right now. I like how we can immediately rank up both loyalty and economy to rank 7. Just right now, we're good to go. How is our BP income, by the way? It looks like it went down a little bit. But not too much. That's actually not too shabby. But we need more witches. More power! More Necro. Hi, Necro. Okay. Let's basically just start going down the list here. God dang it. Hope will prevail. It's actually written up there now. That's funny. Unrest changed from worried to stable. Probably because we became a kingdom. Only about 6 of them, Chai Guy. So I'm going to start researching some of these curses, finally. Pretty sure I can't do any other curse research. Whoops. Let's double check, though. Of course, everyone's freaking busy. Why is everyone busy? No, Necro. There's no running from combat. Now, if you mean the overworld stuff, yeah, of course, but that's not what I'm referring to. My entire cabinet is busy right now. God damn it. Oh, whatever. Skip a day. Skip a day. There we go. Oh, god dang it. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. A couple people just came back, so I should be able to do at least something else. Actually, this would be down here, wouldn't it? Yep, so there's that. He's not done yet? Frickin' really? Hang on. There. Except that's her. And her. There we go, there we go. Okay, so. As I was saying. And that one. And that one's going to wait on him, which is 1 more day. Or 2 more days. Or 50 more days. Are you done yet? Hang on. 2 days. 2 more days. There we go. Okay. Back down to here. Hey, Legion Reaper. What's going on? Okay, I think we're actually all full at the moment. We can't even do the claim things, which is fine, because I don't actually want to right now. I want to do the rank up things, too, although that's also not a thing I want to do right now. Now I'm going to go do character quests. So now I'm pretty sure we're where we want to be, which is I want every single one of my people doing something. And it looks like that's where we're at. So now that everyone's busy, I'm going to go do some character quests. Okay. That's perfunctory. I think it's because I actually failed his companion quest. Whatever. Okay, so we've got the dwarf quest, the knock knock quest, the Amiri quest? Yeah, that's the Amiri quest. And the Lindsay quest. So I need to get knock knock and Huron in my party. Let's go. So which ones you working on, Legion Reaper? If you don't mind my asking. Oh yeah, can I become a frickin' city yet? Actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's become a city. Which we can't, because we're dumb. Ah, the Sisters of Battle. Awesome to play as. Terrible in lore. I kid, I kid. Well, actually, I don't kid. It's just, yikes. Okay, so let's build 2 more things here. Where's the longhouse? There it is. But yeah, by all means, sure. Sorry, I just realized I didn't actually answer you. Why would anyone follow those Xenos, Expodi? That's just not logical. Alright, let's hit Platyville. Yep, nope, same problem. So let's do... Oh yeah, Warhammer 40k is a horror. Yeah, of course, Legion Reaper. Warhammer 40k is just a horrible, horrible setting in lore. Like, it's fun enough to have an eternal war thing going on, but that's kind of the problem, isn't it? It really is just eternal war. And when you have a setting that's eternal war in lore, that's not great. Like that, for example. Those people burning alive there. I like it. I especially like the shadows under the woman's eyes there. The shadows of death. They're already in town. Remember, though, they need baked goods as well, Bloody. You are going to provide them baked goods, right? Because if you're not... So what you're saying is the real life must be destroyed, Vera Johnson. I see where you're going with on that. I have a solution for that. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. Okay, so that should be every town should now have 6 actual things in it. Yep, okay. So everything's being built and everyone's busy. Now let's go do some quests.
Tread lightly.
Okay, now I want Greek for lunch. Sorry, just random thought of the day. Okay, so I need Harem and Knock Knock. Let's do that. I love Euros. Of course. Rough. And they get everywhere. Sorry. I couldn't resist that one. I apologize. So let's see. I know where Knock Knock's thing is. That's up north. That... I don't know where that is. And it doesn't tell me where that is. Of course it doesn't. Well, I know where that is. That's up north as well. And that's at Sycamore. So that's 3 quests that go north. So let's go in that direction. Ugh. So these Necro you can avoid. But all the encounters in the actual dungeons and whatnot, you cannot. To clarify my earlier statement. I was actually going to ask, do you not like sauerkraut, Bergen? Not that I get sauerkraut on my Euros. Although the local place has some really good tzatziki sauce, so that's always nice. Oh, hey, there's all that loot I dropped earlier. Yeah, sure, we can loot that, right? Oh, God, nope. Nope, that was too much. We're over encumbered by 80 pounds. We got this, guys. We just need to drop a couple things, and we can move. Okay, we can move again. Oh, I love sauerkraut. Nom, 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 nom.
Let us be careful.
So, In case you missed this, this goblin is forcing them to play music for him, or else he'll feed them to his centipedes. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill him.
I need inspiration.
Die. 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 Sorry, might. I couldn't tell. It's a creature that deserved to die. So anyways, you're actually correct, Necro, with, I'd say, one exception off the top of my head. And that exception would be Pillars of Eternity 2, which actually managed to bypass the trash problem. But you're right, most CRPGs have way too much trash. And... God, I feel like I've explained this so many times. So, it's not just the fact that there's a lot of trash, although that is a problem. That's a negative. Period. The end. But... it's also the fact that if we were playing on normal difficulty, or even on easy difficulty, without the various cheats that we are using, each encounter would just become a slog, because every encounter basically kind of becomes this whole, okay, buff, attack, cast this spell, move on, and you just do that for the next 15 encounters in a row, right? It becomes a slog, is my point. And this is, you're right, absolutely right, this is a problem that is endemic of many RPGs out there. And hence why, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, actually, this is the first game we've done a review system with the pluses and minuses review system of, that has this problem of the CRPGs. Because we never actually reviewed a CRPG other than PoE 2. Now, Xbody says you still need trash, to which I say, no, you don't. I mean, ignoring the fact that I can point to PoE 2 as a definitive example of that, trash is literally filler. Trash is, by definition, filler. Trash is something that doesn't have to be there. Now, you can still have encounters, you can still have fights, you can still have stuff that you have to go through, but there's no reason to go through and have, again, I'm just going to use the direct example, 15 encounters, of which there's nothing particularly special about them before you get to something actually substantial. When I actually run my own D&D stuff in pen and paper, in person or online, I usually follow the approach of every encounter is a boss. Now, obviously don't mean that literally, but the point is that every encounter is substantial. There's actually thought and effort put into every single encounter, and I stretch out those encounters substantially so that, you have an encounter, and then you have a bunch of stuff you can do, and then you have an encounter. Making them mean more, right? Actually, it does, Necro. PoE 1 doesn't give experience or treasure for mobs, which was... awful. Just awful. Because there's actually a lot of trash in PoE 1. But as Vera Johnson points out, if you still want there to be in trash encounters for whatever reason, then you could reduce the number of them and increase the quality of them in terms of what they give you, in terms of loot, in terms of experience. And mathematically speaking, you would have the same overall power progression curve. Right? This is my point overall. It is my opinion, and this is purely my opinion, that way too many games, both actual pen and paper and board game and video games, have gotten into the habit of just sort of artificially extending the length of the game by putting in lots and lots of filler. Sometimes that filler is in the form of trash encounters, sometimes that filler is in the form of the amount of time it takes to get from point A to point B, sometimes that filler is in the form of unnecessary, slog you have to do to go through the inventory and the menu and the inventory management, that kind of a thing. But I feel like a lot of games artificially extend their playtime with sawdust, to use a Frostpunk analogy, Hence my overall point. Oh. So, anyways, let's talk to this person. Wait, what? Oh, okay. This is a consequence of my choice when it came to Lindsay's first book, which she published. So this whole time, Lindsay's been kind of messed up about this. She has obviously been eager to rush out and help them, but she's also just been kind of wooga-wooga the whole time. So this is why. I'm going to go ahead and read this out loud. You don't even remember, do you? Of course you don't. But I'll never forget. You and your friends poisoned the years I spent at the academy. Hiding my things, tearing my books, spilling ink on me, dunking me in the fountain, and now you have the nerve to come here? Maybe you want a job at the publishing house, too. I would never dare accuse our dear Lindsay of lying, but I know nothing of these accusations. What do you have to say for yourself, Alandi? What's there to say? We were students. Sometimes we made jokes, pulled pranks. Sometimes they were rude and stupid. We are at your mercy. Will you truly stoop to revenge? Alright, what do you want to do, Lindsay? So she doesn't want him anywhere near here. Eobald. Yeah, she literally you can take your apologies and shove them up here, and then she cut herself off there. Lindsay, Eobald clasps his hand before him. I understand you're hurt, and I am at fault too. If the other teachers and I had paid as much attention to the students' behavior as we did to their grades, I cannot change the past, but please find it in your heart to forgive Alandi. He's an exceptional poet. Allow him to atone for his behavior. Bring a little kindness and light to your kingdom. What did you... Poor Lindsay. What should I do? Maybe I should forgive him? Let him write those brilliant verses of his? The scumbag? So, options. Chaotic evil. Kill them! I love it. We can literally just kill him. Neutral good, forgive him. Neutral, make her decide. Chaotic neutral, you don't have to forgive him. It doesn't matter how wonderful his poetry is. I don't need people like him in my kingdom. I love the chaotic evil choice. I wish I could save in dialogue. That would be so awesome. Where's the coin? Oh, right, it's in my pocket. And yeah, Arabani, or Arabani. I'm not trying to pronounce that. But either way, you're absolutely right. A PnP encounter can take hours. Could you imagine? I mean, I can imagine, because I've actually played modules in the past where, you know, each room is another trash pack. And it's just, we spend an entire evening of playing PnP and munching on pizza and slowly making our way through half of one floor of one dungeon. That's, admittedly, those experiences, because this is way back. This is 2nd edition era. Those experiences is part of what has shaped my overall mentality on trash encounters and filler design in general when it comes to game design. Because, yeah, even Guido's campaign, which I've been playing in every other Thursday, we had a big, significant, substantial combat where we were trying to save a town from some oncoming raiders, and that was like 3 sessions to get through that. Like 3 days of playing to get through that. Anyways... I'm actually torn on this one. What would you guys do? I know what Vera Johnson would do. I know what the coin would do. I like the idea. Good morning, Baron. I like the idea of choosing chaotic evil. There's just something really amusing about that. The actual quote there for killing him is, "Did you have fun bullying Lindsay? Because it's my turn to have some fun now." Stab, 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 stab. I guess I'm wielding a quarterstaff, so it's more like bludgeon, 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 bludgeon. A lot of people are going with chaotic neutral. Honestly, I kind of agree. Really. The coin also said chaotic neutral, by the way. So... Yes, Baron. It would. It's true, I do have crossbows. I know what it's like to be relentlessly bullied, too. But I've told those stories before. Usually only happened once per school. I guess it's not really relentless at that point, is it? So I suppose I shouldn't say that. Gonna rearrange again. There. There we go. Stop 2 on our trek.
My strength fails.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rest because we can't move right now. Which is funny, because, you know, technically we are moving. But, you know, whatever. I know, right, Vera Johnson? You ever play, Torchlight? Or Torchlight 2, for that matter. Because it's one of the things I liked best about that game, is you could send your pet. Like, you're in floor 15 of the dungeon, you could just say, "Pet, go sell my stuff." Okay. And it would go do it. And you basically would be out without your pet for like a minute or whatever, while the pet is off selling all your gear. It was a wonderful feature. D3 kind of solved the same thing by making teleporting really easy, but... Alright, knock knock. What do we got here?
The path is clear.
Goblins. So, the goblins... Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to process what Bragwin's telling me, too. Damn it, Bragwin. See, I never had anything that bad happen to me, but you know why. I've told that story. Those stories. First bullies who ever tried something with me usually ended up going to the nurse's office. And then they would stop bothering me until I moved to the next school. Like, I think the worst I ever had was the kid who dumped his lunch over my head in the middle of the cafeteria. So the goblins have been running, and they ended up having no place to settle down, so they got hungry, and then they got caught, and then they were sent here. They were caught by someone bigger who smelled better, so probably a troll, with a big club who was eating sheep. We tried to share his sheep by taking one, a small one in the night while he snored, but we not ask first, so he got mad. After eating half of us, he got full, so he ready to trade. Goblins. He say if we find him something to wash other goblins down with because they're still squirming in his gut, he let us go. Okay, you guys need to leave. So there's the big shanks. A towering hill giant with mismatched coveralls, a necklace of hands and skulls, and a makeshift club composed of several tinders tied together with rope. He looks very, very angry. And not just at the pile of goblins, but the splintered empty barrels. The giant turns to you as if in challenge, pointing to himself and gives a rumbling growl akin to "Mguk." Turns to the goblins, his hand clenched on his club, and growls louder. Then he points at his belly. His intent seems clear. He our leader. Oh my god, they point to Knock Knock. He our leader. He a hero. He make us drink everything we promised. Also, he made us eat your sheep. Eat him, an ugly friend. Munguk says he's not in the mood to share. He says the half-shanks are their guts is to eat. You can understand him? Yeah, I got caught by hill giants once. Kept as a toy for their kid until I ran away. Knock Knock hesitates for a moment and then presents his open palm, taps it with a finger. I suddenly realize he just did what seems to be the goblinoid version of trade. You think he's asking what Munguk want, not about food, but currency, something of value. To your surprise, Munguk looks sad. His eyebrows collapse and he gives a low grunt. The anger seems to have cooled and he makes a rumble, staring off to space with a half-lidded gaze. He doesn't seem drunk, merely sad. He gives a grumble and a sigh and a low exhaling rumble. Munguk not happy. He not hungry, just lonely. Says he came here looking for mate to be happy. He wrinkles his face in disgust and shivers. But when he come, no wife. Goblins take his favorite sheep entrails, drink the liquor he send them for, and he have nothing. Do you think he'd like a Miri? I'm not picking that. I really want to pick that, though. So Amiri says, ha ha ha. She snarls sarcastically, and as she does, Munguk looks up at her and his face brightens. No. No! Amiri shouts at Munguk, as if bringing a dog to heel, and his eyes widen in fear. No, don't you think of it. You stay back or I'll cut your legs off so you can sit here and rot. Amiri continues to glaring at Munguk, as if on guard in case of renewed interest. He's a slow one, but in some tribes they send the dumb men off to, do something to earn the right to marry. Only the smart men come back, or not take a wife. Or I could just hack off his legs. Cutting off legs be better than finding mate. That's the second time they've said that. Yeah, I know, Nerdman. I'm actually unfortunately aware of all of the garbage that elongated the Clone Saga, Nerdman. And then elongated it. And then elongated it. Although I will admit I didn't know that at the time. I found out about that later. But it was really weird to discover that during the Onslaught thing, which is, well after the Clone Saga had really started going, they were still delaying the Clone Saga. Like, frickin' really? Anyways. So I just want to kill this guy. I mean, he's a hill giant. He's literally a threat. By his very existence, he's a threat. But at the same time, I did make peace with barbarians and kobolds, so... Okay, so my options are send him somewhere or kill him, and those are my only options now. I see what the coin said. I mean, he did kill goblins, and I mean, do I care about goblins, really? That doesn't surprise me, Nerdman. I mean, the overall arc and intent of the original intent of the Clone Saga was something I was down with. Did it matter, right? Of course it didn't, because he chose. Who cares if he's the original or not? Alright, the coin says did not kill him. Bye. What'd you say to him? I just make sense to him with words, like a real hero. I send Munguk to the capital. Lots of women. He have all he need to choose his wife. I've been a king for like 1 day right now. Actually, that's not true. I waited a few days. So I've been a king for like 5 days, but... Lindsay, do me a favor. Don't write this part down. What are you scribbling? I like the lawful neutral and the chaotic neutral options. He goes there, his belly will be filled with spears. He'll likely do some damage, too. Great. Or chaotic neutral. Are you an idiot? Never mind that. Of course you are. Can't you see it, Nerdman? I mean, I guess the text is pretty small, so you probably can't. Coin says I should go with neutral good. I will let you leave. But if I catch you here again, I will execute you. I'm just kidding. I make a great deal with you. You need to go bigger place or I hit you again. I show you. Me big hero. Follow me. Take you. Oh god, no, 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 no. You had better not be taken to the capital at Munguk, or so help me. I didn't even read the other options. Capital, not bad idea. All you go to capital, knock knock command you. Go! The end of your kingdom just grew closer. Much closer. Stability, -10. Wrong way. Well, the evil empire is slowly getting its usual retinue of servitors. Knock Knock's evil empire, obviously. Oh my god. No, I give up. Kingdom's doomed. Kingdom's doomed. Munguk's drunken rage. And that is actually a problem now to be solved. And all my people are busy. Because of course they are, because I made them busy when I set out. And how long are they busy for? Not that long. How much time do I have to do this? I have 9 days to start dealing with this problem. Okay. So we gotta actually be careful about that because we've got a 3-day window to make that happen. Stop. I was gonna say, everyone's just leaving now. Now that I've sent a hill giant and some goblins to my town. City. Well, it's not a city yet. Someday. So it's the 25th. I need 3 more days to deal with that. Oh, absolutely, Nerdman. Are you kidding me? I know, right? John's just like, what? So I guess Neelok just became the new chieftain of the tribe. Chiefess? Hello, Father Marseille. Here, have some money. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Well, Neelok is now in charge of the tribe, and they have decided to leave. I actually offered for them to stay, and they were like, nope. Because, you know, probably because I have goblins and a hill giant in my territory. Alright, now I gotta figure out where this dwarven quest is. Because I don't have a location to go to, so I just kind of gotta guess. Don't think any of those were it. I think that was mostly comedic, Nerdman, because I know what you're referring to. Because, to be completely and utterly blunt, there's a certain level at which it gets a little too ridiculous, even for comic books. At least in my opinion. Well, these are the North Gnarl marches. Ah, maybe it's that place. Aha! It is that place! Hang on, go this way. I want to fill out the walk lines.
More strength fades.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm tired. We've been walking for days on end. Ugh. If you guys would let me turn you into undead, this wouldn't be a problem. Or robots, since that's a thing in this setting. Okay, so... No, I think I need 2 more days, don't I? Do I? Hang on. Nope, he can help with it now. Woo! So, go deal with Mungok. And they're all still doing their thing. Sorry, alien robots, sorry. Which I'm not even going to begin to question. Ugh. So there's an iron golem, so that's already a bad thing. And there's 4 dwarves. No, Nerdman. Praise Torag. Well...
Who will prevail?
That is an adamantine golem. I don't actually think I have anything I could do against an adamantine golem in my party. I might have magic weapons, but that's about all I got. An invincible idol made of indestructible metal. Yes, Nerdman. Another proof of our empty pride. Every master wishes to create something that will outlive them, but why? Harim pulls the key. To his surprise, the whole lock comes out of the golem's body along with the key. As Harim stands amazed, the monster falls to pieces, as if it were made not of the strongest metal of the world, but of rotten wood. Adamantine with your bare hands. Spill it. When'd you get so strong? Have you been lifting weights at night instead of praying? Yeah, no, that doesn't work that way, Amiri. Adamantine doesn't care about your strength score. Or adamantine? I don't know. I asked Grotus what it meant, but I received no answer. Yes, Consul Hot. Oh yeah, you want me to lie to you? Let's see. Lies, lies, lies. I love black licorice. Tim Hortons. Of course I know it. Tim. I have to send my Google. Tim Hortons. Let's see here. Tim Hortons is a fast food chain specializing in coffee and donut items. No, I never even heard of it. I am not so arrogant as to preach to a priest. Your faith is your choice. I'm not one to question it. I am such a good liar, Consul Hot. Maleficent, Nerdman. Easy answer. Well, no, I'm still going to go with Maleficent. If for some bizarre reason they were underwater, Ursula would win that. But I'm not sure why Maleficent would be underwater. Also, Maleficent can teleport. Even the non-Kingdom Hearts version can. The Touch of the Unmaker. A very rare, very rare gift of the gods. Happens once in a generation. That's not that rare. I can't say who grants it. Maybe Torag or Grotus, or maybe it comes from another source. It is the power to give death to things which live beyond their proper time. Ah, that's rich. Any pipsqueak from our tribe knows how to break things. You longshanks call it a gift. Ill things created with a flaw, like this golem, desecrated like the anvil. The robust creations of dwarven hands that beg for death but must continue to exist. A dwarf blessed by the touch of the Unmaker put an end to their suffering. Nonsense! I've never heard of this. If Grotus granted me this power, how do I have to find out from some paladin of a traitor god? The god of helplessness and cowardice, a gift of the gods. By Grotus, you prove it or you admit you're lying. Yes, I can prove it. I mean, Harim, this makes sense. Maybe what you thought was Torag's curse was actually a gift that your kin didn't understand. It is possible. But then Torag and his followers are even more stupid and blind than I thought. Just imagine, Holorunner. If this is true, the reason for my woe is not a curse, but the simple fact that none of my kin were wise enough to recognize a divine gift. You said you can prove your words. I challenge you now. Well, the touch of the Unmaker is not only the power to destroy, he can take the heart from an item. All of the love and effort put into it by its maker by the mercy of Torag. Strike the golem once more. Complete the unmaking. Show us its heart. Wrong. I've been to space, Nerdman. That's my thoughts. And that's all my thoughts. Harim looks gloomily at the quiet golem and shrugs and smashes it with his fist. The golem falls to fragments with a pitiful clink. Leaning down to search through the pieces, Harim takes hold of a shimmering blue jewel. He examines it and turns to you. The priest's face is sad and baffled. There. A gift from Torag. Be he damned. So what's next? What do I do with it from now? I mean, that's up to you. Thank you for telling me of... Thank you for telling me of my gift, Jarbold. But do not expect it to reconcile me with Torag. Or with my people. You find a way to make good use of it, fine. If not, it doesn't matter. You can keep looking for the entrance or go back to your mountains. I care not. Thank you, Harim. I will make good use of this gift. I'm sorry everything turned out the way it did, but I respect your decision, and I won't try to convince you. Gifts from the gods. Curses from the gods. I'm starting to think it's the same thing. But thank you for coming here with me. I probably wouldn't have even talked to this jar mold on my own. But now I have much to contemplate. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. So that's an interesting gift. The ability to unmake. That's a hell of a power. And probably a very clear example of rules magic, I'd say. But no, even if Ursula had tried it, I would give that to Maleficent. Ursula's no match for Maleficent. She's too stupid and too weak. And she relies on alchemy to do anything. Well, that's all my character quests. For the moment.
I feel tired.
I suppose I have one other thought, Nerdman, but I can't share it because it would be a spoiler. So I won't. But it's something I didn't like, and let's just leave it at that. I mean, I'm still going to see the film, but...
Tread lightly.
So, first of all, there we go. I still want to sell the crown. I'm not going to. Tempted, but I'm not going to. No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go adventuring at all. I've had my fill of adventuring, and no more crises shall show up to cause me damage in my kingdom. Ever again, I proclaim this kingdom eternal! I'm trying to tempt fate so that, you know, she shows up and tries to kill me. Again. Oh god, I can't do anything right now because I'm waiting for stuff to happen, aren't I? Well, whatever. Yep, can't do that. Can't do that. Can I do any of these? Any of them. Oh, I can do that one. Let's do it. But we're dealing with that. We're dealing with that. I'm not a heretic. I just want to kill all the gods. What? Well, maybe not all of them, but, you know, most of them, right? The overwhelming majority. Another Wolves event. Fine. We'll deal with the Wolves. No, console out. I do not. I have, in fact, actually convinced 2 of my friends not to buy this game. Now I know what you're thinking. Lore, why? There's so many pluses. Well, this is a game that involves a huge amount of investment of time. And the 2 of my friends who have asked me about this, they don't have that kind of time. It's just life, you know. When you get more to being an adult, you have less time in your life. That's just life. That's how that works. So, I have not recommended it based on that precept. Time is the only real, one of the major complaints I have of this game. Because as much as it doesn't really make the game a worse game, technically speaking, and it doesn't, it is hard for me to recommend a game that is a 100+ hour game. Right? The only way I'd ever recommend this is if there was a big asterisk next to it, which basically says, this is a 100-hour+ game. You gotta know that walking into it. A little bit slower, but not really. I'm actually curious how long this game will be since we are cheating. We're not cheating very hard. We could cheat harder, but we are still cheating. So, I am curious how long the game will be with the cheating we've been doing. I don't have a way of guessing that. That's one of the reasons I keep track of time for premiere runs. Right now we're up to 40-something hours, I want to say. So hang on, what? You want me to... Yeah, we'll go ahead and follow his advice there. Now, what Zorian says is absolutely true. If I didn't have this mod right here, hang on, this mod, which makes me move at this pace, the game would already easily be at least 10, 20, 30% longer than it already is. Like, we'd probably still be back in Chapter 3 right now if I didn't have that mod alone. Never mind the one that is making me roll 20s. Thank you very, very much, Melkor Blade. As ever and as always, I appreciate those subs. Thank you. If you'd like to put that towards something, if there's something that interests you in a future stream, just let me know, and I will put it towards it. Okay, so is Munguk dealt with? Nope, not for 10 days. Oh my god. Grandia. Sure, that's technically a thing that'll happen someday. Where is that? That's down here. Yep, there it is. So I still have it written down. I think that's the 3rd or 4th game sub that you've put towards Grandia. I don't know. You have $11 put towards it, so... Either way, thank you very much again, Melkor. Would I say this game wastes my time? Yes, absolutely. That's what the minuses are for. A game being long isn't a bad thing in its own right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with a nice long game that has a lot of good meat to it. I'll use a recent example, Red Dead Redemption 2. A game that was very long, but also had good meat throughout the most of it. And this game, most of the actual quests and most of the actual adventuring and story stuff is actually pretty good and, you know, enjoyable. The catch is the giant gaps of padding in between, which I am basically trying to out of existence by cheating. And as I mentioned, the trash problem and the factory problem. But, yeah. I would say that parts of this game do absolutely waste my time. But I don't think the whole game wastes my time. I don't want to sound like that as what I'm presuming, because it's not, and I'm not. Okay, whatever. What do we got? Culture, economy, loyalty, arcane. Oh, arcane. Let's do arcane. I can't do arcane. Of course I can't do arcane. Why gotta do arcane? That would just be ridiculous. How about divine? Nope. Oh my god, why? Can I do anything at all right now? I can do that. Yeah, sure, let's go. Boom. Munguk is still pissing people off. I don't know, SJ, is the truthful answer. Right now, it's not even in my thoughts. I'm not even thinking about it. I have so many other streams to do before I could even get back to quote-unquote normal streaming. Now what? Well, that gets to live. From a purely gameplay perspective, my favorite parts of the game is what I'm doing right now. The kingdom management is quite good. I'm probably going to go ahead and give a third plus for all this. Now that's actually an interesting question. Not yet, Consulate, no. The alchemical enterprise would make an unpleasant neighbor. Of course, the locals won't be happy about the waste and the smell, but we must concentrate our business interests and relationships with the neighboring countries. The people of Brevi will be happy to pay to move these tanneries away from their homes. You have the right to make whatever decision you see best. So, do we allow tanneries within our territory from an external force, or do we say no? What do you guys think? What would you do? I really want Greek. I'm sorry, is that okay, guys? Would you hate me if I got Greek today? Consulate wants me to kill them all. I don't think killing them is actually an option. I could be wrong about that. Eat all the Greek! Of course, none of my Greek viewers are on right now. Do I have the luxury of saying no? Yes. I am not doing bad at all financially. In fact, my kingdom is doing great financially. One of the first things I've been focusing on this entire time is economy. I'm going to say no. She apparently didn't like that. But screw her, I mean, honestly. Not like that. Thank you. Now, please go away. Stop giving me free stuff. I said stop giving me free stuff. Thank you. Okay. Can we conquer yet? We can conquer. Let's go conquer. Just for you, Consulate. Looks like we're almost as big as we're going to get. 2 more territories and we'll basically own the entire region. I changed my mind. Undo. So, again, just for you, Consulate. Yay! Oh. Never mind, that's nothing. Oh, here we go. This is it. Bald Hilltop is indeed cursed from ancient times. It happened when dark rituals and powers whose name are long forgotten held sway over the domain. Where there's any plants that grow, however, the cursed target is just a small patch on the top of the hill. It's unlikely the curse is caused by any of the attacks on the kingdom. Tartuk's curse. It appears Tartuk truly has been cursed. As usual, very little actual magic seems to have been put into the curse. How such a meager magical force could have such binding and dramatic results is beyond comprehension. Still, the research has advanced our knowledge of arcane magic. Now we can take aggressive expansion. Now that we've conquered half the area anyways. Or more than half the area, actually. Oh no, the undead are here. No. They're expanding by the day. Well, yeah. What else would we be doing? Alright, so let's do all these. I've been kind of sitting on these anyways. Yay. They're now pious, more pious than ever. Wow, we actually lost stats for failing an opportunity. That's interesting. Didn't know that could actually happen. That's dealt with. What other problems do you bring to my thing? Livestock. Go deal with that right now. Go, go, go. Go deal with that. What? Really, Mizojo? That's interesting. There's a cult in my land. They say the forests are depleted. The god demands blood sacrifices to restore the power of the woods. They paint their faces and kill anyone they come across. Okay. Kill them. No, really. Just in the face, preferably. Well, they don't meet each other. They kill each other. Wait. Carry the one. I think they're just stupid. Alright, so we gotta deal with this. Go deal with this. Kill them all. I mean... No, that is actually kind of what I want. I'd like to join your killing cult. No problem. Stab. Ah! Let's make our economy even stronger. We need breathing room. Oh, we should make some villages too. I should have done that already. Whatever. Hello, Disco. Our economy is now rank 7. That's dealt with. That's dealt with. The shield has been. The fortress has been restored. Woo! That's a lot of events. All right, what do we got here? Oh, for God's sakes. Really? Really? Fine, whatever. The goblin problem. I was just waiting for that one to show up. Before we deal with the goblin problem, let's make some villages happen. Anyone want to be a village? In our newly conquered territory? Let's go with there. Gold Flabiusville. This. Easy answer, Disco. ActRaiser is a SNES game with all the limitations that implies for city building or empire building. It's pretty threadbare if we're really being honest with ourselves. Can I not make a town out there? Aw, looks like I can't make a town in the dire Gnarl Marshes. Oh well. Alright, Zalokville. You said I had to build more for you. So more for you I shall build. I'm not sure what to build. We'll do... Oh, we can't do that. Can't do that. What's that? That's a shop. That'll work. There you go. Just for you, Zalokville. I mean, Zalok. I'm pretty sure that's all we can expand at the moment. I really wish I could become a city and finally get my teleporters. In fact, I'm about ready to just go Google that and figure out why I still can't do that. Like, I'm a kingdom. You'd think I'd be a city now, right? That's true, Disco, but I stand by my statement. ActRaiser is really threadbare. SimCity on the SNES is better done city building than ActRaiser is. That being said, I always enjoyed the city building side of ActRaiser more than the actual side-scrolling side of ActRaiser, so think of that what you will. Goblin's quarters. Could easily be mistaken for a garbage dump. Why won't it let me make it here? Seriously? You're not going to let me... Seriously? Oh, it's a 4... Oh, that's huge. Gives a lot of plus relations, which is really strange. Can't put that there either. No, it's just not that good of a side-scroller, Disco, that's all. Like, it's not bad, it's just not that good. That being said, it's a shame because ActRaiser 2 arguably did much better in the side-scrolling, but completely lacked the city building, and thus, in my opinion, was a worse game for it. I'm going to Google this. This is ridiculous. So, in order for my capital city to be a city, I need to have 3 towns. I also need 16 buildings in my capital city. So I need to build one more thing. Yeah, no kidding, Disco. But I still don't have the event to upgrade into towns. Because I need more towns, if that's true. And I haven't seen anything to upgrade anything else into a town yet. Like, yes?
Will you let the dog out for a walk after you're free?
Sure.
Thank you.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong at this point. I clearly have 8 spaces here. Let's just build up. Let's build everything that I don't have here. Let's just build random stuff. To completely fill the area. There, it's completely full. Can I please now upgrade it to a city or a town or whatever? Of course, that's not going to do it immediately, so I'm going to have to wait for those to finish building. ActRaiser, do upper. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh about that. So, military vets have turned to banditry. So that sucks. Oh my god, why do we have so many problems? The Hell Knights have shown up at the capital. Why? Probably Nisco, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Because I'm stupid. I'm just gonna get all these upgrades going. I've been meaning to do these anyways. Damn, they're all actually busy. Whatever. Do I have anyone who can look at a curse right now? I do. Let's go deal with that. Any other curses I could look at? Probably not. The Hell Knights. Why are they called Hell Knights if they're lawful neutral? Whatever. Let's see what's going on in the capital. We're hell on something. I don't know. They're looking for a dangerous criminal in my territory. Okay. So... It is in your best interest to remain friendly relations with us. Trust me, King. Lawful evil. I entirely share your opinion. Chaotic good. Catching criminals is one thing. Burning books is a bit much. Neutral. Your actions do not concern me, but while you're on land, I demand you refrain from extreme measures. I think I'm going to go with neutral. Yeah, alright, go ahead. Whatever. It totally does, doesn't it, Melkor? Sure. Okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. Whatever. Please stop bowing. The goblins are acting as if this is their home. Yeah. Now they're making a statue to Lamashtu. He gave me a half plate of hatred. That's... Thanks. I appreciate that. I think. Let me put it on. Oh! Increases AC against humanoids, orcs, giants, and goblinoids. Yeah, I should have just killed Knock Knock. Years ago. But I have a little problem to deal with. Damn it, I need to go recruit Kill Jaden to my empire now? Oh my god. I mean... I already know all this.
Let us be careful.
Whoops, wrong button. I want to go here. No, we'll conquer the Nerubians soon, Yale Day. Don't worry. They won't know what hit them. The game might freeze, though. Oh, there we go. What is wrong with these people? The rule of law in these lands is just a bunch of empty words with no more than a wooden coin. It's not surprising seeing the ruler's weak wills. And I say, who gave you the authority to beat and intimidate my subjects? To which he says, well, certainly not you. You don't have the guts for that. You'd prefer sitting on your throne and benevolent looking on while your so-called subjects set your city on fire. You can continue your investigation, but you are going to use humane methods. Well, get out of my kingdom, then. Hello? So, hi, Knock Knock. Let's have a chat, shall we? So, shrines to Lamashtu. Yeah, I get the impression. Black Vial.
It's clear.
Like, someone who actually thinks that trying to take care of my citizens is a bad thing is probably not someone that... is someone that's very Judge Dreddy, let's just put it that way. I am the law. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, where is this stupid clearing? There it is. What concept, Baron? What are you talking about? I suppose it would be more accurate to say which concept. Which are you talking about? Okay. Let's see if this trade agreement was worth it. Reduces income by 1 for each rank of stability and espionage. Below 10. Interesting. Meanwhile, can Zeissville become a frickin' city? No! No, it still can't. Why not? This is actually starting to piss me off. Zeissville has 10 of 10 buildings in it, and I have all these territories, and I cannot turn Zeissville into a frickin' town. Why? This is the thing that's holding me back from expanding my kingdom. Whatever. It's the first negative point in the kingdom building, right there. So, I don't think I have a way of proving this. But quite some time ago, I did a project to upgrade to a town. This was back before we did the Varnhold stuff, so I guess that's like 2 days ago now. That never led to anything, and I've never seen another project since then. Nope, that's the loop. I'd be good at it, but I wouldn't want to, Baron, no. Anyways, if you're asking of my thoughts on the concept of judge, jury, and executioner being wrapped into one person, I mean, there's a lot of issues with that. Like, there's all the issues with that, really. Because no one likes the treasurer, Baron. You have been summoned, Lorunner. The Mother of Beasts speaks through me. None of these are good options. So I can tell him to take off that ridiculous costume now. I can tell him I didn't give him permission to construct shrines. I can tell him to destroy the shrines or spend the rest of his days in prison. That's lawful good, obviously. I can say you broke the law and you must make amends. Bring down the shrines. That's lawful neutral. Chaotic neutral is I don't care who builds what. I just want to see what this fool's work was when you were on about. You may carry on. And chaotic evil is you are free to worship Lamashtu here. That's chaotic evil. Now, granted, considering this is Lamashtu, that makes sense, but I don't know what to pick here. I guess if I permanently lose Knock Knock, that sucks, but I'd kind of rather have that than have Lamashtu shrines in my capital. Like, there is such a thing as being too tolerant, after all. Alright, Black Vial says chaotic neutral, sure. Hear all, the Mother is pleased with blessings from Lorunner. All hail the Mother, all hail Lorunner, hero of the big bad smell city.
Tread light.
Whatever. So in response to what Lycon's saying, so I'm way past that. I have a village in every region that I have conquered. I have 6 buildings, actually 8, but 6 acknowledged buildings in every village that I have made, and I have a lot more than 3 regions. In fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regions. So I'm gonna see if cheats can bypass this, because this is starting to feel like a bug to me. Ignore building restrictions. I don't even know what that means exactly. Other stats. No, none of that was... None of that seems to have to do with anything to do with towns. Enable teleport. Oh, that's a straight up cheat, okay. That's news to me, would be my answer to that, Disco. Anytime I've seen a monk in D&D, especially 2nd edition, they have been death walking. They have been one of the most overpowered, unbalanced classes I've ever seen. So maybe they patched something, I don't know. Okay, looks like we can actually level up through here. So we're just gonna cheat. There. Zeissville is now a town. And frankly, so is everywhere else. Let's just make town. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, whatever. Because I'm sorry, this is a bug. There. We did it! We spent all the resources on upgrading everything. Whew. It was rough. But we managed it. It's just another bug. There's already an aggregate negative for bugs. Now, I will not be giving this a positive for mod support because there really isn't any. I mean, there's the Unity engine, but that's not mod support. Truly aggravating bugs do deserve an additional negative, however, but I don't think this really qualifies. So now that they're towns, can I turn this into a city? Well, it is a town. It has all the additional slots, so that's something. Don't tell me I have to cheat my town into a city. Am I gonna have really? Here, let's let a day pass. Let's see what happens. Aha! Okay, so now that we have cheated, you goddamn son of a submariner. 12 days. Fine. Really? Really? You're... So I'm just gonna hit skip day a few times, because I apparently can't do anything else. An ancient curse is upon us. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yep, that's nice. The ancient curse is upon us. That's great. Oh, what, Lindsay? cute. So the Zealots of Shellen have been deciding to go ahead and spread negative rumors about us to show that we are a land of lawlessness and lack of culture and barbarism, because they're upset that Valerie is better than them. You know, I've heard of pettiness. What's up, Valerie? Tell me what's going on here. They... Okay, so now Shellen, the Order of Prisms, I should say. To be clear, I'm talking of the Zealots. The Zealots are not demanding that she returns to the Order. Instead, they're demanding she go and submit to a great divine trial and answer for all of the transgressions in front of Shellen's worthy servants. Okay, thank you. Like, I'm your friend, Valerie. I'm with you on this. You don't have to go around my back. Now, let's take care of this together, okay? Jesus. When you say embarrassed, you mean impaled on a spear, right, Bragwin? Because that would be pretty embarrassing if you think about it. Like, oh, where did the spear come from? This wasn't supposed to be... Oh, Jesus, now what? Oh, hey, it's the guy that the Hell Knights are here for. Oh, my God. Really? You're making me do this? Okay, okay. So I like how I could just have him seized immediately, by the way. So who am I more in favor of? A guy who was in charge of a rebellion from 3 years ago, or Judge Dredd? Let's talk to him a bit. Let's see what he wants. Apparently he's evil incarnate and a baby eater too. Oh my God. Alright, so what's your side of the story? So he did kill a noble, he did participate in a rebellion, but it all happened by accident. He was captain of a ship. So he engaged in a duel with a noble, and then a rebellion broke out. As the accidental killer of the noble, he was named the rebellion's leader. He is also a pirate. And we know how I deal with pirates. So... he wants me to kill her. In fact, he is offering to bribe me. He is straight up stating that he will bribe me to kill her. Yes and no, respectively, Baron. Although you can't do it personally. It's more like setting up stuff in the background. Hi, Colgrim. So our options here are Judge Dredd or a pirate. Those aren't good options. I gotta be honest. That's not great. What would you guys do? We can also lie and say, deal, I'll help you. We could kill them both. Yes. Yes, good. Kill everything. More bones for the fire. Well, I need to go grab my food. I'll be right back. See, the problem is I don't like either of them. I really don't. But if I had to pick, I'd take the Hell Knights over the pirate. I like how the lawful neutral option is to say, yeah, I'll help you. So I'm going to try something here. He appears to be a pirate, not a pirate, but I don't know, to be 100% clear.
Let's head out.
Make sure you visit your capital at least once a month. Why? That's true. That is a more pirate-y thing.
To catch my breath.
A few days ago, or weeks ago, excuse me, Baron. It was alright. So to be clear, I came here to sell out Darwin to these people. So, they say, oh my god, how did you get here? Darwin told me to look for you. Where is he now? He asked me to get rid of you. Oh, you should have executed the criminal, not engaged him in conversation. It was your duty as ruler to these lands, or do you have something to hide? I think I'll just have to sort it out personally. To battle! And apparently that means I'm now killing the Hell Knights. Okay, what?
catch my breath.
Alright, now to answer Disco's question. You know what? Actually, hang on. I want to see something. Oh, we can't kill them. Because plot. Oh well, whatever. Death to Judge Dredd.
Exceed yours.
I mean, honestly, I'm not exactly torn up about killing Judge Dredd, you know?
I'm hungry. When we stop?
So, in case you missed all that, he made a deal with an archdevil in order to become a king. What he would get out of that is he would become a king, and what his part of the deal was his kingdom would make worship of that archdevil the state religion. So, I'm going to kill him. Or he's not going to let me kill him because bullcrap. There's a lot of railroading going on in this particular quest. Alright, why are we burdened? Oh, because we just looted a lot of +1 mail. Yeah, that'd do it. I don't know how the rules for this setting work, Colgrim, so I don't know. So, favorite depiction of fairies and fae. Tinkerbell. I can't actually think of any off the top of my head. I suppose there's my own, so I guess I'll say my own. So, there you go. There's my answer. Oh my god. Of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? For 7 more days. God damn it. Are they sassy? No, they're just people. Although they... Okay, it's actually pretty complicated, but... Long story short, no. Well, I actually can't really talk about the fairies in the extant unless I really spoil Primus. Alright, they're less sassy now. Is that better, Disco? Alright, they're even less sassy. I'm not willing to go any less sassier than that, though. They have 0 sass. They are perfectly perfectly polite. Is there literally nothing I can do right now? Sure, whatever. Do that. Yeah, they are now sticks in the mud. Congratulations. No, the fairies are just people. They are a natural byproduct of recycled souls. Yes and no, Nemenon. Basically, the overall story arcs go the same general direction, but you do have a lot of choice in how you get there. Of course, it's way out there. Sure would be nice if I actually had teleporters. Whatever. Let's just go. So, during a specific incident, a lot of psionic souls got trapped in a sort of pseudostasis. Now, yes, I would, Nemenon. Although, I don't think it's quite as good as PoE 2 in the same sense, but it's still good. Of course they do, Mazojo. I mean, that's kind of what I figured anyway, so... I was hoping, what I was hoping to come out of that was to kill both of them. No, they do not, Baron. So anyways, as a result of the stasis thing for the souls, they're kind of, let's just say that they're basically stuck in the elemental ley lines of a particular planet. And as a consequence of being stuck, every now and again the elemental energy coalesces sufficiently to form a new elemental. The catch is, the elementals usually have a whole different method of existing. No, Disco. By virtue of the way they are constructed. But since every now and again, rather than an elemental being formed naturally, an elemental is formed intermixed with a psionic soul, effectively crafting a new entity. This new entity being a fairy. And so they kind of follow similar rules. They are technically elemental creatures, but they are far more mundane and everyday than an actual elemental being. No, Night Forger. Well, I deal with that, but I don't have anyone who could deal with that. I deal with that, but I don't have anyone who could deal with that. I'm at the point where I'm just going to start letting problems happen, because I'm just running out of people to deal with them. It's either do projects or deal with problems, and I'm starting to care less and less about dealing with problems. YouTube does not exist within the extant, Disco, correct. Although there is the YouTube equivalent, which I haven't come up with a name for and probably never will. Hi, Aleph. Armag is our best friend. He's super awesome. No, Disco. Alright, you assholes. For a woman on balancing on the edge... I'm going to read this out loud. No, Night Forger. For a woman balancing on the edge of excommunication, you are sluggish, Valerie. I'm never in a hurry to meet those who would seek petty revenge on the innocent for another's alleged transgressions. Please, everyone be calm. Let's not hurry with accusations and hasty decisions. In the end, we are in a sacred place. Arguments under this vaulting are not acceptable. I can actually kill them right now. I can just straight up attack them. Which I gotta be honest, I'm actually very tempted to do. I love how Fredrero is... He feels so terrible about scarring her face. Not because he feels bad about scarring her or hitting her or anything, but because it mars the beauty of her face. None of these options are what I would pick here. So here's our options. I don't have the slightest desire to meddle in the affairs of Shellen and her followers. I demand only one thing. Stop slandering me and my subjects. I want you to leave Valerie alone. She serves me and owes no debt to Shellen. I only came to escort Valerie. You can deal with each other without me. Or, of course, chaotic evil. Attack! And stabby stabby. These are my options. So I guess the one that is closest to the way I actually feel is option 5. So we'll go with that one because of lack of options. As long as Valerie is in your lands, no creator who crosses into your borders can feel safe. We heard how much she despises everyone who is capable of creating anything beautiful, and we're not going to stay silent about it. Of course, she could repent her transgressions voluntarily and beg the goddess for mercy. You know, I tried to forget everything they stuck into my head in the order, but I remember one thing for certain. Shellen is not revengeful or stern. I don't believe your words, Paladin. You're right, Valerie. Our goddess is not stern with those who misstep, and that's why you need not fear the divine trial. Its name is just an old tradition. What's the trial about? The divine trial is a special ritual carried out by the followers of a god for someone who has lapsed in their faith. It is not well known, but is used on those who still have hope for returning to the church or at least making peace. Making peace, indeed. Valor, who rejected my lady, should not count on being coddled. What exactly is she accused of? Persistent disrespect and insolence towards Shellen's order and the goddess herself. Only the Order of the Eternal Rose disowned this woman, but we, the Order of Prisms, will finish what was started. If she refuses to repent, she shall suffer punishment. Wow. If Shellen's newest order appears each time another one stops persecuting me, my disrespect for your goddess will only grow. You create the very thing you so diligently fight, but you're incapable of understanding this. No kidding, Nemenon. So my options are, consecrate their precious temple with their own blood. Chaotic neutral. If I were you, I'd tell these smug prudes to go to hell. Neutral. Up to you, Valerie. Lawful good. Maybe this will bring you peace? I kind of like the neutral option there, so it's up to you, Valerie. It is, of course, her choice. So she decides to endure the trial. Very well, I will endure this trial. Thank you for agreeing, Valerie. Let's begin. Shellen's divine trial has commenced. May she be merciful to the lost and confused. It's time to listen to all sides and decide what fate awaits Valerie. Today, under the vaulting of the Temple of Prisms, we, followers of the goddess, will give you, Valerie, a chance to redeem yourself in the eyes of Shellen, and... Enough, Larian. Everyone present knows she doesn't deserve redemption. She lost the right to forgiveness the day she rejected Shellen's graces. I didn't come here to stand silent like an idol. When I challenged Valerie to a duel, she agreed, and we fought according to all rules, and our argument was settled. Think what you will of Valerie, but at least she showed me some respect. I never wanted to insult anyone. All I ever wanted, all I ever dreamed of was to choose my own way. Yeah, 3 and 1. I don't understand why this is an option, or why it's a higher DC. Like, that doesn't sound like diplomacy to me. That sounds like the opposite of diplomacy, whatever that would be. Stumblecy, maybe? I don't know. Option 3, for those you can't read, that is, everyone can choose their own path. You and Fredrero follow Shellen's faith, and Valerie has turned away from it. That doesn't mean you can interfere with her life. This may surprise you, but I agree with you. Once my blood cooled, I started to realize my complaints were a little bit excessive. Enough about Fredrero. We don't have much time, and Valerie gives us much to consider. According to her masters at the Order of the Eternal Rose, she's always been noble and merciful. Stories about the valor she showed in Brevoy spread far and wide. How many did this fearless warrior save from the fires at Jamandi Aldori's house? They and many others owe their lives to her. Why do I keep having diplomacy options to convince her that she's evil? Is that what that is? Trying to convince her that she's evil? I love this. Bluff. Lie. What are you talking about? I don't remember any fire. I'm going to keep quiet for this one. Enough! I tire of this endless bobble. I should prove that Valerie is a capricious, dishonorable woman who has twisted her life to pursue a single goal, to harm everything that is precious to Shellen. Lindsay? I have a reliable witness who can confirm to the testament, Sir Eveld. This lady insulted me in front of my audience for no reason at all, arrested me with brute force, and the worst part is, when the dust settled, Valerie didn't even think to apologize for her behavior. That confirms her maliciousness. Lindsay? Shut up. What Lindsay just said is, I know you're worried about Valerie, but honestly, this accusation is completely fair, don't you think? Neutral evil. Intimidate 30, which we could easily manage. What is our intimidate score right now? 31. If I were you, I wouldn't accuse the one who serves the king of the stolen lands. Anything could happen in these parts. But we're not going to be evil. You provoked her. Provocation is one of those things that people tend to ignore when it comes to laying blame for actions. Someone who punches someone in the middle of the street is a bad thing. Someone who is being harassed and abused verbally by someone who then punches them in reaction is a slightly different topic. Was this man's art meant to do harm? Well, I might have drawn inspiration from a certain poetic punishment. Then I cannot accept your statement to leave this temple. Go kill him. I've stood listening to your arguments for long enough. Now it's my turn to speak. My departure from the Order of the Eternal Rose was not an insult to Shellen or her followers. All I wanted was to devote my life to what's important to me. The goddess's followers never gave me a single chance to walk my own life's path. Do I value art? No. Am I ready to serve it? No. Do I expect those who have brought so much trouble to me and my king? No. But there are some of you, like me, who dream of just one thing, to carry out their chosen duty. If all the servants of Shellen were like you, my parting from the Order would have been much more peaceful. Maybe I don't deserve forgiveness in the eyes of Shellen, and maybe fanatics like Sir Heggen would be happier to see me in a noose. But I see now that one shouldn't laugh at another's way just because one doesn't understand or share it. But now, speaking openly before you, my conscience is definitely clear, and if you wish to judge me for that fact, that my opinion is different than yours, the divine trial is over. Shellen made her decision. What? And the scar's gone! That's a shame. I didn't even notice. But why? Heggen, white as a sheet, points at her with trembling hand. Look at her, my friend. She is proud, but who could expect otherwise from a creature of such amazing beauty? Oh my god. Now, as Shellen's light fills Valerie's soul, the child is filled with renewed radiance. That thorn that pricked has been burned away. The goddess shows Valerie a way to enter the source of light and beauty. No! He pulls a weapon and shakes it in the air, rolling his bloodshot eyes. The witch has deceived Shellen. Only I know the will of my goddess. Death to Valerie.
I wish there was another way.
Wow, dude. This is insane! I won't let you kill them, brother! What are you doing? Stay your hand! Keeping in mind, they drew a weapon to attack us in his holy temple, like the temple of his goddess. Wow! That bloodshed is always a heavy burden on the shoulders of our followers. Forgive them, Valerie. Blind faith clouded their judgment and pushed them towards violence, desecrating this holy place. Yeah, sorry about the blood. We will do everything in our power to wash away this disgrace on behalf of the Order of the Eternal Rose. Because they're weird, Consul Hot. I try to discourage people from it, but I stopped trying after a while. I offer you, Valerie, and you, Your Highness, my sincerest apologies. The Order of Prisms is young and too zealous in their judgments of events and signs. I'm sorry the Order of Prisms chose the path of violence, but it's their decision. Well, let's go loot the Paladin. Let's see here. Do you mind if I pick his bones? Ooh, I should raise him up.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Hang on, the Paladins of Shellen are trying to kill the Priest of Shellen. Make him... Oh my god, Braven. Is that everything? We done with fanatics here? Arise, Hegend. Honestly, Paladins make great undead servants, so... I was thinking, like the chamber pot janitor, something like that. Hi, Tessie. No, I wouldn't make him actually ugly. You know what I'd do? I'd give him one blemish. And it would have to be obvious, like something he basically can't avoid seeing. So that every single time he looks in the mirror, there's just this blemish right there. That's all. Nothing more. Oh, yay, black bow. I gotta admit, I was just kind of going on instinct there for a little bit.
We should gather our strength.
I'm still just, I like the idea that it's a diplomacy check to turn her evil. Something about that is just really amusing. Give him a wrinkle. What time is it? So I'm gonna have to cut off a little earlier than usual today because I need to go walk the dog. So I think I'm actually gonna do that now. They're like, no! Wait! But I will be back in probably about half an hour, or hour and a half, 90 minutes at this point. And when I do return, we'll be able to go back and finish up Valerie's quest, start Jathel's quest, and hopefully upgrade our frickin' city to a city. Just something that's just bugging me crazy so much. God. Frickin' stats of frickin' fire. Anyways.